Welcome back. We're going to take Roman numerals and we're going to turn them into standard numbers. Okay, so how do we go from something that looks like this to a number? Well, we have to break it down. And here's what I suggest. First thing, write above each letter what its value is. Under M, or over the M, let's put 1,000. C is 100. M is 1,000. X is 10. X is 10. I is 1. V is 5. Now I'm going to group things together. I know that a smaller number before a larger number means I have to subtract. So I need to group those together. So what I'm going to do is show that here's 100 and it comes in front of a bigger number. So those two I know have to go together. So I'm going to group these two together. Now I also know that two numbers of the same place value, which 10's place value here, they're going to go together. And these are the ones place value. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write down what I have so far. Right here, I have 1,000. Here I have 100 minus 1,000, which is 900. Then I have 10 and 10. Those are combined together for 20. And then here I have a 1 in front of a 5, which means I have to subtract. So that gives me 4. Now I just add all those together. I get 1,924. All right. Let's try another one. Let me try and make it a little more challenging for you. Yeah, maybe that's not very challenging. Let's see. All right, so these are both 1,000. 50, 10, 10, 1, and 10. Are there any that have a smaller number in front of the larger number? Yes, there are. And we're going to go ahead and mark that. Okay. Are there any that have the same place value groups, the tens place, for instance? Yes, there are. There's a 5, a 10, and a 10. Are there hundreds? No, there's not. Are there thousands? Yes, we have 2. Okay? So let's put out what we've got. Right here, I have 1,000 plus 1,000, which is 2,000. Here I have 50, 60, 70. I don't think it's 700. We didn't have anything in the hundreds, and that's okay. Now here, okay, I had to group these together, but 10 isn't a ones place, it's a tens place number. But when we take 1 away from it, it is a ones place number, it's 9. So when they get grouped together like this, you have to keep that in mind. So now we end up with 2,079. Remember, there doesn't have to be something in every place value. There can be a 0. 2,079. All right. All right. C, D, X, L, V, I. C is 100. D is 500. X is 10. L is 50. V is 5. I is 1. Are there any groups that have, or anyone that has a lower or smaller number before a larger number? Well, yeah, we do. We have that right here. 10 and 50. All right? So those have to go together. Now, do we have anything that's grouped as like the ones units? We do. We have 5 and we have 1. And here's our tens, and then we have the hundreds. We have a 100 and a 500, and also, miss this 100 goes in front of, I'm going to scratch that. Let's try that again. Right, so we have C, D, L, X, 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 I, V. So C is 100, and D is 500. L is 50, X is 10, 10, 10, I is 1, and V is 5. Are there any groups that have a smaller number before a larger number? Well, we have 100 and 500, so we got to group those together. 50, 10, 10, 10. I've got a 1 in front of a 5, so that has to be grouped together. Now, are there anything that needs to be grouped together that are the same place values? Well, I've got my ones units already together. How about my tens? I've got a 50 and I have 3 tens. Those need to be grouped together. And then my hundreds are already grouped together. So let's see what we have. We have 100 in front of 500, which makes 400. We have a 50, and then we have 3 tens. So we're going to add because it comes to the right, or it comes after. So 50, 60, 70, 80. And then we have a 1 and a 5, and the 1 comes before, so we need to subtract, so that's 4. And we come up with 484. All right, let's take a look at another number. All right, let's see what we have here. We're going to go ahead and write the value over each of the Roman numerals. So I know these are 1,000. M stands for millennium, remember, 1,000. That's how we're remembering it. So we'll go and write that on all of those. C, like a century, is 100 years, so C is 100. X is 10. L is 50. I is 1, and X is 10. Okay, is there anywhere here that a smaller number comes before a larger number? Looking here, right here, I've got 100 and 1,000. Those have to be grouped together. Right here, I've got a 10 in front of a 50. Those have to be grouped together. And here I have a 1 in front of a 10. Those have to be grouped together. Now, I've already got my 1s grouped, my 10s grouped, my 100s grouped, because remember, when I take 100 away from here, 100 away from 1,000, it's going to be 900, which is still a hundreds place. And then over here, I have my thousands place. So those get grouped together. So now let's write down what we have. These two thousands make 2,000. This is 100. Take 100 away from, 1,000. Gives you 900. Then we have 10 and 50, so we need to take away 10 from 50, and we have 40. And then we have 1 and 10, so take 1 away from 10, and you have 9. 2,949. And this is how we change Roman numerals back to standard numbers.